All right. All right. Um, huh. So the next thing is, um, yeah, the next thing is subject verb agreement. What does this mean? That if you're talking, if there is a single subject, there has to be a single verb. There cannot be one uh, subject and multiple verbs, right? But and if there are multiple subjects, there has to be multiple verbs. So there is this is called subject verb agreement. Okay, it cannot uh, not be that. I mean, they always work together and they can't go solo. All right. Now, if there is a single subject, like I said, the example I've given here is the dog barks loudly. There is one dog and it can bark loudly. Okay. The dog barks loudly. Now, if there is a plural subject, that is, there are many dogs, then I say the dogs bark loudly. Okay. So your singular and plural will of the verb will change according to the subject. All right. Uh, so if they don't agree, it's like a mismatched couple. It's like socks and sandals instead of socks and shoes. All right. So there is subject verb agreement. Now, word order. Okay. So you need to know where your subject comes, where your verb comes, and where your object comes. It cannot be jumbled up together. It will be grammatically wrong, and you might not even understand what the person is trying to say or what you are trying to say to the person. Right. So, uh, I mean, of course, there are different sentence formation. It's not like the subject should come first and then this should come and then that should come. It's not like that. You can obviously change the word order as long as it makes sense, right? But keeping it simple always is the key to a good language. Correct? Not complicating it much. Always remember, even though it might sound very fancy, to jumble up words here and there and to see that, it sounds nice. Uh, it might be better that you keep your sentences simple. All right. So the example I've given here is I, that is the subject, eat pizza. Right. So I am the subject, eating is the verb, and pizza is the object. All right. The next example is she read a book. Okay. She is the subject, read is the verb, book is the object. All right. But if I say a book read she, that makes no sense because a book cannot read someone, right? So putting the object first or saying that read a book she might not make sense because what? That kind of thing, right? So putting it in order, word by word, is important. Then you have adjectives before nouns, right? Um, Adjectives always before noun, right? So she is beautiful, right? She is beautiful. Or uh, here it's a full sentence and we're speaking about the girl. Beautiful is she is also right. But what I'm trying to say is whenever in a sentence, mostly you always have the adjectives before the noun, right? A big house, the fluffy cat, the warm water, and things like that, right? So it's basically describing the nouns. It's better to have the adjective in front of the noun. But it's not always the case. Like I said, in cases like she is beautiful, she is the pronoun here. Or if I say Tripti is beautiful, thank you. Anyways, so if I say Tripti is beautiful, Tripti is the noun here, of course. Beautiful is the adjective. But in such cases, you can always have it at the end. But if you are describing, like immediately saying it, it's sometimes before the noun. All right. Like I said, commas are important. You need to take that breath. You need to take that pause and let the other person take in that information that you are just put out there for them, right? I like pizza. So your cake and ice cream. So there are three things that you're saying over here. So if I say I like pizza, cake, ice cream, you might get confused and take 2 seconds to understand what I said. But if I say I like pizza, cake, and ice cream, so I'm pausing, breaking in between, so that gives you that gap to understand what I'm trying to say. So it's crisp, right? Now another is let's eat, grandma, right? If I say let's eat, grandma, without that comma, it means that let us eat grandma. Okay, let us eat her. I don't want to eat her. I'm telling her that let us eat, right? So, commas, as you see, can also change the meaning of the sentence, right? Uh, because remember, English is a language where the focus is on the stress that you give, right? So, comma helps you take that breath. It helps you understand in what perspective you are speaking. Then you have plural forms, remembering to put the extra S, boxes, cats, books, bottles, right? So whenever there's a plural form, most probably we'll use a S. There are other cases as well, but S mostly, right? But there are some words that do not have plural forms, or there are also words that do not use S, but they change completely. Like, for example, child becomes children, right? And there are things that you can't count, and therefore you do not have plural forms for that. So, for example, hair, there is no word called hairs because you can't possibly count your hair, can you? So, we say hairs, is it? No, we say hair. Okay, there's no word called hairs. That's wrong. Now, there's a question of star, right? We don't say star. Star means one. But if I say stars, you understand there are plenty. Now, there is a question about can you count stars? Yes, you can because now we are, I mean, doing that kind of advancement. So, stars. All right. But hair, you can't. All right. What else? Nails. You can count your nails, right? So, it becomes nails, not nail. Nail is one. All right. Child becomes children. School, schools. All right. One cat, two cats. One book, three books. All right. Now, verb tenses. Verb also has tenses. All right. I eat pizza is your present. I ate pizza. So verb can also has to change according to your tenses. All right. I am sleeping. I was sleeping. Your am was tells you I will be sleeping. Will and was is your verb. It will change according to the tense, right? So I eat pizza is your present. I ate pizza is your past. I will eat pizza is your future. All right. Now, pronunciation. The word pronunciation is pronounced like this. Pronunciation. It's not pronunciation. It's not pronun. It's pronunciation. Pronunciation. Okay. So pronunciation is wrong. Pronunciation and spelling. So learn to pronounce words as they are. So the beauty of any language is learning how to switch your accent or slang or whatever you want to call it according to the language. All right. So when you speak Sanskrit, if you're going to speak Sanskrit, how you speak English, it's going to sound terrible, right? You can't. It's going to sound something like how the Americans try to say. They are never going to be able to say tripti like tripti. They're going to say something else altogether, right? And the same way, uh, speaking the language as it is supposed to be spoken is very important, right? So getting the right pronunciation is the key. All right, just a minute. Uh, so getting the right pronunciation in place is very important. So saying as calling a fan as fan is important, and not calling it fan makes a huge difference. All right. So getting the right pronunciation and the spelling. Grammar is GR, it's not MER at the end, it is MAR, right? Spelling SPELLING without one L, it's two L's, right? Getting the spelling and the pronunciation right, it's the ultimate to any language. Now, uh, vowels, right? So there are some vowels that are silent in nature, right? So there are some silent letters. Why do they exist in English is a big question that we're still, um, we're still dealing with, right? So now there are some letters that are silent. For example, night, not day and night, not that night. Night, KNIGTH, night means soldier, right? It starts with a K, all right? It starts with a K, but we don't pronounce the K and we say night, all right? Then we have hour, hour, not R. That's R. OUR is R. HOUR is hour. But we still don't say it as hour. The H is silent, right? We say hour. That's OUR, but the spelling is HOUR. Then only you understand you're talking about the time. Why is it pronounced like that? There is no, we don't know, but these are silent letters, all right? They're practically invisible, but it's there in the spelling. Example here is knife, right? You start pronouncing it from NIFE, but you still have to write that K down. Knife. Okay. Now, there are some vowel changes that might happen at places. Sometimes vowel decide to change their voice depending on the word. All right. For example, red, re, R-E and A, here is past. Red, READ, red is your past tense. Re-erd, re-erd, the, the, read becomes your present. Okay, so the vowel changes sounds according to the tenses. The spelling might be the same, but it changes. All right. Um. All right. Now, there are some odd combination of words that actually sound very different and creates a new sound altogether. All right. For example, enough, right? ENOUGH is the spelling. Enough, NOUGH, not like NOUF. It should actually be F, right? If it's for, but no, sometimes we put the GH. Not sometimes, in this word it's GH. So there's a shift in the sound of the word. All right, enough. Then you have with, right? So with is WITH. With is WITTH. Death and death, right? Death, the word death. Death is to die, and also it means uh, कर्जा कर्जा हिंदी में जिसको कर्जा कहते हैं उसको इंग्लिश में डेथ कहते हैं बट द स्पेलिंग इज नॉट DEATH इज डेथ राइट मरण डेथ डेथ द अदर वन इज DEBTH okay that means karza so it also changes like that so there are different rules and you might get confused, but the more you read, the more you listen to, the more you hear the language, the better. And that is why I think learning English in English is better than learning it in Hindi because you get to hear the language more. Watching movies also helps, of course. All right. Um, then you have that was about the pronunciation, how it changes. Right now, we speak about the spelling. Spelling again, it's a thing in itself. Now there are rules when it comes to spellings, and there are also times when we break the rules. All right. So I before E except after C. What does that mean? It means the example I've given here is believe, believe, believe versus receive, right? There is a rule that says I comes before E. Okay. For example, in believe, I comes before E, and so does it. But when there is a C in place, it comes after the E. All right. So if there are spellings which has both I and E, then I always come before the E. But let's say there is a C that comes into place, then what happens? The I comes after the E. But there are exceptions for like in words weird, right? So for this, the rules don't apply. So sometimes there are rules and sometimes they don't. So what is the easier method? It is to rather know the spelling. All right. Okay. Sometimes there are double syllables, right? So for pill versus pilling, pill is double L, right? Pill, medicine pill or some sort of pill that you're not supposed to take. Pill, okay? So pill is double L or pilling, right? Pilling, double L-I-N-G, all right? All right. Now, there are words that sound similar, sorry, look similar, but they sound different. What are these? There are words that sound different but look similar. Example, there, there, and there, right? There, unka, there. It's possessiveness, unka, right? Unka ghar, their house. That is possessiveness. It's showing it belongs to someone. It's possessive. There, this is there, that is there. There, there's a slight pull for there and there. There is a direct there. Their, there's a slight pull there. Alright? So there is place, jaga. Waha. There means waha, right? Waha ek ghar hai. There is a house, right? It shows a place. There. There. Now here, there is they are, right? They're going to a party, right? They are going to a party. When written in a short form becomes there. They're going to a party. So you write they apostrophe. That thing on the comma on the top, it's called an apostrophe, right? So there is they are. They're going to a party. All right. They sound the same but are completely different and mean also different. All right.
Can you go back to previous slide?
Yeah.
What was this double peeling in the sense double trouble? Peeling.
No, I just mean to say, oh, you're saying why have you written it twice?
Huh? And
No,
what
it's
is the
just one
difference
example.
between what is the meaning of that? What is peel? Peel is a medicine, right? The peel.
Correct.
What is peeling?
Correct. What do you think it is?
I'm asking you.
Some guesswork would work. Yeah, I know, but some guesswork would work.
Peeling in the sense giving peels,
Okay.
is it?
Okay. Pilling, no. Pill is pill, and pilling is so you have your surface, right? Your floor surface that is made of fabric or some kind of that is not our hard flooring. You have that covering that you put on the floor sometimes. In some houses, you might have seen. We call it as carpet or something.
Hmm.
In outside they have fabric, right? They put proper fabric carpets. So
Hmm.
sometimes there is a defect in the floor or that carpet, basically that fabric, right? So when those fibers or things, when there's a defect and it starts coming out, it's called pilling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It just, I mean, you wanted to know the meaning of the word.
No, I just was curious that double trouble you said, right? So it might
I'm
spell same, but will have different meaning. Is this?
it is sometimes different meaning, sometimes is same meaning also. Here, of course, in this case, it's a different meaning.
Yeah, and what is the example for same meaning? Is there any particular example?
Um, tell and telling,
Killing.
it is same.
Okay.
Kill and killing is same.
Yeah.
Here, by the way, pill, it can also, I mean, here also you can say have the same meaning. So pilling is the action of it coming out, right?
Hmm.
Pill means it is already come out. Like I say that it has spilled or it is spill over here. That means it has come out, that
Okay.
fabric.
As if we take a verb, then it will be pill and pilling, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Yeah. I was just trying to tell you about the spelling, but all right.
Hmm.
So double syllable. So that's that. Here we have words that look similar but sound different. All right. We just looked at this. There, and there. All right. I've skipped one. So there is words that um, sound similar, but they mean different. Okay, they mean different things. Okay. For example, we saw death and no, wait. Look similar and sound different is one, and it spells also similar, sounds also similar, but the meanings are different. All right. For example, uh, pen, pen. Okay, pen. It means two different things. It can mean pen that you use, the instrument that you use to write, pen, and it also means uh, the hen, right? Hen, the chicken and hen. The the pens that you tie around the place that they stay in, it's called a pen. Okay, it's a pen. All right. Um, so these two words, pen, they sound similar, but they mean different. The spelling is also same. You have another word, example
It-
could be ken, right?
Yeah. Ship.
Ken is a, yeah, same.
Continue.
There is Ken, it's a name, right? So, uh, Ken and, okay, I can't remember. Sorry, what I was thinking about. All right. So, pen is one that we came up with. All right. So words that look similar and sound different, words that are spelled also similar, sound also similar, but mean different. All right. Okay. Now you have assertive sentences. Assertive sentences are sentences that you use to assert something. Assert means what? When you state something or you put it out there, right? So you have all these lawyers who are, in court and they're trying to make a point, right? So they use assertive sentences. Or when you are having a fight and you're saying, this is it, you are using assertive sentences. All right. So sentences that are bold, confident statements of the sentence word. All right. So these sentences are sentences that say it is without any hesitation. So there is no, uh, holding back. You just put it out there. All right. So basically, these are like declarative sentences, but more bold in nature, right? So these are declarative sentences. Declarative sentences are just sentences that are giving you information. But assertive sentences are that which is putting out the information in a particular way. You're asserting something. That means you're commanding something or you're telling something. Uh, you're stating the facts, like you're putting it out there, right? So, what are the key features of assertive sentences? They state facts or opinion, right? So, like I said, when there are lawyers in the court or when you're in a debate, you state your facts or you put out your opinion. So, you're asserting something, you put it out there. Excuse me. All right. The next thing is they don't ask questions or give commands. All right. So, in assertive sentences, um, it's not about asking questions. So it's not a question, it's a sentence. All right. Uh, they don't give commands, they put out the information there. So it's not like, sorry. So when I mean assertion, I don't mean that you're telling someone to do something like do this. Okay, that's not what I mean. I mean, you put it out there for them that this is that, this is it. All right. So they don't ask questions or give commands, and they always end with a full stop because they're stating facts and it's not a question. All right. Also, it cannot end with an exclamation mark because it's asserting something. You're asserting something. You are not like exclaiming something. There's a difference. Exclamation. Excuse me. Just give me a second. Sorry. Uh, Asserting would be like you're putting it out there. Exclamation would be that you're exclaiming something. You are telling them something with excitement or that kind of thing. Assertion is just one emotion. There is no different emotion. Exclamation, on the other hand, has different emotion. It can be angry, sad, happy, surprised, anything. Assertion, on the other hand, is one plain this that this is it. Okay, that's the only emotion there. All right. Examples of assertive sentences. First is the sun rises in the east. All right. So this is just a fact. Okay, this is what happens. Declarative, right? Assertion. Declarative sentence. The sun rises in the east. You're giving information. Next. I love chocolate cake. You're saying it's an opinion that you like I like chocolate cake. It's an opinion that I hold. Someone else can like blueberry. Right? Now next. Uh my dog barks loudly every morning. This is telling a fact that I have a dog and it barks loudly every morning. She's reading a book. Okay? She's reading a book. I'm giving you information. I will finish my homework later. It's a future plan and there's no more questions about it. Okay, these are just plain sentences. It's basically assertive sentences. All right. Now, what are declarative sentences? Right. So assertive sentences are basically plain sentences. Their declarative sentences meant something else. Here it means declaration means something else. Sorry, I previously missed it. Their declaration means just giving information. Here in types of sentences, assertive sentences means sentences that just tell you something, just gives you information about a particular thing, no much details. Declarative sentences, on the other hand, are sentences that tell you a lot more about the sentence. It's like a narrator or it's like a storyteller for you. All right. Sorry. All right. So it declares something and it always ends with a period. It also ends with a full stop. All right. Now, what are the key features? It makes a statement or provides information. So it tells you something and gives you details about it. It can be both positive or negative, and it always ends with a full stop. Now, first, the sky is blue. Okay. What is the sky? The sky is blue. All right. It's stating a fact. No big deal. Now, I enjoy playing video games. Okay. It's the truth and it is putting it out there. She's a fantastic singer. Okay. What kind of singer is she? She's a fantastic singer. All right. So it's giving you more information. The store opens at 9 a.m. What time does the store open? It opens at 9 a.m. All right. Giving you more information about the store. We will go to the park tomorrow. When will we go to the park? We will go to the park tomorrow. All right. So it's giving you more information about things. Okay. Now we go to negation. That is the negative sentence, the no of the sentences. Nope is not a proper English term. It's a slang word. Okay. It's just for your information. Please don't write nope in your, formal, I don't know, letter or emails that you send to people. All right. So negation is like a break of a sentence. Okay. It's like you're breaking and saying that no, not today, some other time, right? So it is something that you use when you need to step in and say that okay, stop, not right now, maybe later. Okay, it's when you need a pause or a break. So uh, how do you get a negation? By using terms that are not very positive, like not, no, never, nothing. All right. What are the key features of negation? It's basically it turns positive sentences into negative ones. All right. And it uses words like not, no, never, etc. Okay. Turning positive to negative is negation. Changes the meaning of the sentence to a denial to rejection. To a denial or rejection. So it's basically any sentence that has a negative intonation to it is a negation, negative sentence or a negation. What are the examples? What would be a positive sentence? It would be I like pizza. How would you make it into a negative sentence? I do not like pizza. Simple. Next, positive. She's coming to the party. How do you make it a negative sentence? She is not coming to the party. Next, he eats vegetables. He does not eat vegetables. Next, I have finished my homework. I have not finished my homework. They are here. They are not here. Okay. Adding no, not, basically all these negative words into it makes it into a negative sentence. Then you have interrogation. That is the question master of the. Basically, interrogation is how you question, right? How you frame your questions or how you ask questions, how you gain information. So basically, interrogation questions are questions that are framed in a particular way so that you get the type of answer that you require. So there are different types of interrogation questions, starting with WH questions that give you a lot of information. So how, what, when, all of these questions, whenever you start a question with WH, what is WH? What, who, how, all of these are WH. When, all of these are WH words, right? Whenever you use these words, you get more. It's an open-ended question. We call it open-ended question. That is questions you ask when you need more information. All right. So these are WH questions. Then you have other questions that start with do you feel this or do you want this? These are close-ended questions. Close-ended questions mostly give you responses with a yes or no. All right. So all of these basically questions in a broader term is known as interrogations. So depending on how you frame the question is uh, basically depending on how you want the answer is how you frame your questions. Whether you want a lot of information or whether you stick to yes or no. All right. Okay. What is interrogation? It is basically to gather information. So, what are the key features? It turns a sentence into a question, and then you have all of these are your WH terminologies, which I just told you: who, what, where, when, why, and how. And it always ends with a question. Why? Interrogation. It's a question. It has to end with a question mark. What are the examples? Who is coming to the party? You're asking. What time does the train arrive? Where is my phone? When is your birthday? Why are you upset? How do you make pizza? All of these are questions, right? Asking various information. Correct. So with that, we end the types of sentences also. And with that, your second unit ends. Your third unit is basically you use all of this that you have studied together in your first unit and your second unit, and you learn how to communicate. Now, that can only happen if you actually sit and communicate with someone, speak in English. And how do you better your English? By reading. These days, there are audiobooks. So, words that you are not so sure about, and if you don't have time to read, you can always listen to audiobooks. That also helps in getting the right pronunciation. Watching movies, great. Um, Also, writing is good because then you can keep a tab on your spellings. And of course, you have to speak to each other. That's more important than doing all of this. Uh, yeah. So with that, we end your English grammar classes. Is there anything that you need to ask me or you want to ask me? You can do that now. And yes, I was very clear. So you have no questions. All right.